First of all, I always wanted to ask you this question. And you are a guitarist, you are a composer, you are a songwriter, you are a conductor. You are a multilingualist. You speak like 3, 4 languages, foreign languages. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I speak two foreign languages plus Bulgarian and a little bit of Russian, which
Swedish.
I speak Swedish and English, yes,
Mhm.
and a little bit of Russian, but Bulgarian is my mother tongue.
What is the most loved thing to do out of all these incredible activities? What is the most beloved for you as an activity, as an expression of art?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, I'm a freelancer and there is always something to do. Uh, First of all, I like creating and I always try to find a project where I can, create something new and I am striving for a very high standard of what I do and most of my time is occupied with thinking of new projects. How can I make this better and how can I create something interesting and worthwhile? But when I have free time, I like watching movies, and I don't listen to music that much at home because it's
Mhm.
listening to music while I'm writing kind of pollutes my way of thinking, and it's very dangerous because there's so much great stuff written out there, and if you let it come into your system, you kind of start wondering, is that idea mine or did I steal it from someone without even knowing I did? Because sometimes when you're listening to radio or you listen to music in general, without realizing that that you kind of put interesting stuff in a vault in your brain somewhere, and at one point in time it pops out, and then you wonder if it's yours or if you heard it somewhere on the radio. So that's why I don't listen to music at home, and I enjoy watching movies and reading about interesting stuff. Sometimes I browse the YouTube and doing, well, basically doing nothing for relax.
Does the idea of writing a soundtrack intrigue you? I mean, would you want to deal with that one day and write the
You
original
mean for a
soundtrack of a
movie?
movie? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I have many times caught myself thinking that I would love writing a soundtrack for a specific movie, and I'm saying that because I have worked for a very large, internationally known uh, company that is having a music library, and I have written many albums for them. You can even find them on Spotify and all those streaming. When you search on my name, these symphonic pieces come out, and sometimes they're crossovers, sometimes they're purely symphonic, but it's all genuine with large symphonic orchestra and all that. But that was work which was done uh, uh, according to a certain formula. It's like now we do dark action, now we do love story, now we do light children's stuff. So I have released symphonic albums which are meant for being soundtracks, but not to a specific movie. It was just the music there was created to a prompt, so to speak, to a certain result in mind. And well, unfortunately, none of these tracks have been chosen for a movie. But that's life, and
Not
they
yet.
they are mostly used
Not
yeah,
yet.
not yet. Used mostly for like commercials, jingles, TV, all over the world. 30 seconds from a piece of mind. I see that on the statements of the publisher. But yes, I would love to write a soundtrack for a movie specifically. But this is a very tough business, and it's so already taken by the people in Munich and LA and all that stuff. So it's tough to get in there.
I was reading at your social media about Draconia
Yeah.
and the recording of the first villain and all this incredible and very interesting stuff. When are you going to be ready?
Just for the matter of being honest with you, but I still don't have a record company. It's a very large project, but it's picked up speed. I have actually recorded all the villains now,
Yes.
except one, which will be recorded in June now for in the coming weeks. It's coming out very, very well. I have been again lucky to do a really good cast of singers, which are larger than life. It's incredible talents that have been in the studio, and the story behind Draconia is very, very interesting, and we are actually making a movie within the music because it follows a certain stories. The script is very detailed, and there are many turns of events, and it's almost like acting a play, and in the music, so, because all the story is within the lyrics of the libretto. And I hope I'll be ready sometime in like mid or late 27. And I'm already starting to think about ways of releasing. Obviously we will approach many record companies, and I'm thinking of eventually getting only a distributor and release it myself. It's tough. It's tough world out there, especially for new music and the record business, the record company business. Releasing CDs is almost obsolete now, and I hate the idea. I must admit, I hate the idea of putting this on streaming services because it's a composer is just being ripped off by this streaming thing because streaming doesn't pay anything,
Yes.
and Draconia is going to cost a considerable amount of money. For me, it's a labor of love of achieving a really high artistic standard, and I have almost succeeded to convince myself that I'm not going to make money on this, and I will never going to be able to get back my investment. But I have reached a point in my life where I can't only be thinking about making money. I have to be finding a way to put out what is in my system, in my brain, in form of music, just because I have to do it, and I can't let be just not releasing it. So it's been actually I started Draconia for many, many years ago, 20 years ago, and when I realized that the record company is not the record releasing records business is all going dead, then I stopped it because I realized that I won't be able to finance it. But now things have changed, and I have changed as in my way of thinking. I'm thinking of I have to release this, and no matter what. So I'll do what has to be done, and no matter what. So this is my philosophy behind it,
Yes.
and it's truly a labor of love. So we'll see. But great people are in it. It's Dino Jelusic is in the main leading protagonist role. Joe Lynn Turner is there as the wise man. He's kind of putting everything together. One old colleague of mine, also Göran Edman, who has been on all the Brazen Abbot albums and on Nostradamus as well, is there. Plus, a few singers that I haven't worked with yet, but all great talents. And I can't wait for this to be released and see what people will think of it.
Yeah, same feeling right here. You mentioned Frontiers. You've done well because they're granting us the pleasure of having you. And you're
Frontiers.
doing a lot of stuff. I mean, apart from the reissuing of certain Brazen Abbot albums, you're doing a lot of stuff for these kind people.
Yeah, well, Frontiers has a very special place for rock music in the world already. First it was in Europe, but now it's in the world. But and I have a great respect for them. I have had many albums released by them. They have built something that is very solid and very big and very obviously very successful. And you know, I uh, I have not been releasing records for quite some while. I released two records with my band here in Bulgaria, which are English-speaking records, and the second one of them was released by Frontiers. But it's difficult to sell records in these tough times. There's so many bands, and the genre is so overcrowded, overpopulated. It's difficult to find a strong place in this, and especially with my way of writing, I'm writing way more complicated than normal metal music. It's like it's kind of a progressive, melodic, hard and heavy, and I'm still checking my albums now and then, and just to make sure that I am right when I thought that they are great, and every time I like them very much. So that's life, We they both albums didn't sell as good as they should have, and obviously the record company has to adjust to that, and we are making decisions based on what life is giving back to us. So yes, Frontiers is a great record company, and I wish them all the success. Now they are re-releasing. They actually both my masters of all the Brazen Abbot and Nostradamus, the studio version, they are theirs now, and I'm looking forward to that they do a good job and push, because they also have great interest in selling those records, as well as I have the royalties in writing the music there. So
When you write music for an orchestra, when you did like you did with Nostradamus and all these other projects, what do you do? I mean, you take the partitions, you write the themes for the instruments. How are you coping with this one? What is your method of composing all this huge amount of music?
well, it's many sleepless nights, lots of notes that I stick around in the house where I go, just so I don't forget an idea until I write it down. But it's especially Draconia is a monstrous project. I have had so much to do because I do everything alone, just like always. But it's, with a real orchestra, and it's really, really symphonic. It's actually not a rock opera, but it's opera in rock, because it is written like a traditional opera, with a great respect for the genre, and for the classical opera. It runs for over 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, 22 songs. So it's a large work, and but it's performed with rock singers in a rock band, also with a great attention put to the good symbiosis between the rock instruments and the orchestra instruments. They are always doing things together. It's almost like seamless integration of both worlds, and I'm truly hoping that I will put a new like a mark for the genre, because I kind of feel that nothing like that has been done before, and it's going to be a cornerstone, as Nostradamus was regarded as a symbol of what rock opera should be by many. This one is a few notches up, because it's way more symphonic than Nostradamus, and it's breaking out of the traditional rock song form. It's not like built like verse, chorus, blah blah blah. The usual thing. It just follows the story and what is happening. So that kind of creation can't conform to the standard traditional rock song form. It has to conform to the classical opera form, and in this way it's going to be very, very different. Definitely not radio friendly, but people who appreciate the artistic achievement will love it, I think. I hope.
You spend a lot of time in the studio, right?
Yeah,
Creating, recording, all
I'm in
that.
the studio now.
So that's a lot of time in the studio. Um, you play live, of course.
Oh yeah.
You spend a lot of time on stage. Is it equally fun creating and recording and then playing live? It's different, but is it equally fun for you?
Yeah, it's equally giving, at least, because playing live and the studio work are totally different. And me being I have so many functions in the studio. I'm a sound engineer, I'm the producer, I'm the story writer, I'm the guitar player, I'm I take care of the sound and then technically manipulate and handle all files and stuff like that. So it it demands a totally different kind of skill, but I feel equally fulfilled and happy after achieving a goal, and if that goal is even if that goal is not within the art in the creation, for me it's very giving to finish the job and do a good job and finish the work. And playing live has a different emotion. There is, heart is going 180 BPM, and you're all sweaty and you're moving around, and the power of the amp, and what you get from the audience, and playing with great people on stage. This is like I was born for that. But then again, the creative side of myself and the need of writing new stuff is also very, very strong. So I enjoy a good achievement when for example, now when I've been recording singers, when I listen to the complete song in a rough mix version, of course, it gives me a great satisfaction to hear that what I've been thinking and expecting is achieved, and then some, because singers are, I have a way with singers, and somehow I managed to get 101% out of their talent on my record. So it's very giving. It's very nice.
Speaking of singers, you have worked with many huge singers. Not going to mention only Joe Lynn Turner or Glenn Hughes or Göran Edman,
Yeah.
but a whole bunch. And I was wondering, how about you? Would you sing one of your songs?
No, never. I have been singing like a bar entertainer for many years of my life. While I was living in Scandinavia, it was a part of the life, and that's how I was paying the bills while I was creating Brazen Abbot records and Nostradamus and stuff. But I am only good for entertainment, not for serious singing. I would never. Yeah, there might be something of my voice here and there, Nostradamus, but
Hmm.
only like part of a backing vocal group or something like that. That I had it very easy to sing, and then I just went in there and did it, but never heard well as a lead singer. So singers are special people. I don't have the apparatus of singing well. I sing correct, because I'm
Because
very
you're a
musical,
musician,
but
yeah,
it doesn't
and a
sound good.
conductor.
But it doesn't sound good. So
Regarding your activities as a conductor and music composer, um, you've been on stage playing parts of your rock operas, and I was wondering, one day, would you like to just go to a sitting place in the venue, just sit down and enjoy your own rock opera without playing, or conducting the orchestra playing the parts of the opera?
it's a funny question. I don't know if you knew that, but I wrote two classical operas,
That's why
completely.
I'm asking you.
And one of them was it's called Joel, and it was about an artist which was born on the islands where I spent 23 years of my life in the Baltic Sea, a Finnish island. And it was a very large initiative. They collected quite a sizable amount of money. The budget was fine, and we had a not quite as large as it should be opera orchestra, but I think it was like 37 people or something like that. And with that opera, we inaugurated a freshly built building, which was like a concert hall and a conference hall. It doubled for both functions. And that opera was played 9 times, and I was on the audience 9 times, and was watching the reaction of the audience, and maybe most of the time they didn't even see I was there because I snuck in when it was dark and sat in the back. But it's good to watch the reaction of the audience when there was question of parts which I thought this should move the audience, and I wanted to just check my composer's instinct if I was right. So I was, you know also, when you write something for an orchestra, you can't really hear it before the orchestra plays it, so you have to see beforehand, or decide beforehand if that's going to sound good, if that's going to be playable, because it's also very important that the musicians won't struggle with the material. It's got to be playable, but it still has to make a strong impact, a strong emotional impact, and as a sound. So there is many, many, many different layers of of artistry which a person that writes for orchestra has to possess, and not only for orchestra, but also singers and the symbiosis between them. It's a very large universe, and that's why I went there every time, and I was uh, just checking if I understand that correctly, and I mean, the one who always questions himself is the one that always makes a progress. If one believes that, oh, well, I know everything, then he's done. It's finished. He can pack it up and just leave. But I'm always questioning myself, and I'm always, kind of nervous for how this is going to be accepted by the audience, and will it do well. Of course, when you write something for audience, you want the audience to like it, and if it doesn't like it, then you have failed, and I don't like such things.
You used the word symbiosis just a few minutes ago, and I really loved it because it especially exemplifies all the effort at what you do. And I was wondering, would you like to indulge into that symbiosis by conducting the orchestra one day
Oh yeah, I have been you mean on a live show?
on a live show? Yes, sir.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I have conducted many, many times in my life, but mostly it's been in studio. Just recently, maybe a couple of months ago, I made a concert with my own symphonic stuff, because I mark in a few days I will turn 65 actually, but this year I'm also marking 50 years on professional music stage, and one cultural house here in Sofia thought that we should mark that with a concert with my own symphonic pieces, and they gave me their orchestra, and we made a concert. It's out there on YouTube already. And I am conducting the orchestra, and it's my own pieces. So this is a very special concert for me. You can find it on the Nikolo Kotzev Symphonic Works, and I don't remember what it was called. So I mean, it was nothing large. It was like 400 people in the audience and a sizable orchestra, but it sounds very good, and my music is being played. So what more can one creator dream of?
Nicolo, what's next to come regarding your songwriting and your album producing? What should we expect from you within the near future as an artist?
Ooh, I don't think I'll be writing much in the coming maybe a year or two, because the work with Draconia is so exhausting. So I have to, once I'm done with it, which is gonna be like in, let's say, hopefully 6 to 8 months, I will probably wanna be off music for quite some time, maybe 3 to 6 months, so just can have my system breathe freely without always having to think and worry about something. So at the moment, there is no writing plans whatsoever. I just want to. I have recorded five of the Draconia singers, three more to go. Then I have to play all the guitars again, because now we're working with demos, and then I'll start mixing. and that's going to be a very tedious process, because there is so much that has to be put into left and right. And I have to deal with space and depth and uh, the nice balance and everything important to be heard, and maybe something that's not important to be taken out so it doesn't disturb the rest, and a lot of decisions to be made. So when I have this mountain of work in front of me, I don't really plan for new projects at the moment.
What do you do when you're not dealing with music?
Well, there is no such time actually in my life. I would work in my garden, because we live in a house and I have a garden and there's fruit trees out there, and I have to mow the lawn and use trimmers and stuff like that. There's a lot of grass. I have 8-year-old boys that are running around, and I have to make safe environment for them and all that stuff. So it's something that I don't do with great pleasure, but it gives me the physical exercise, and someone has to do it. So
Your children listen to your music yet?
yes, they do. They do, because I all the time play things on my phone, and they catch some stuff. They even sing along sometimes. They're very funny, because they are going to a music school with piano. They're in the second grade, but this is a very serious music school, the best one in Bulgaria, which is funded by the Ministry of Culture. So the level of tuition there is extremely high, and it's very demanding. So they're doing well.
Nikolo, Bulgaria is considered one of the countries that heavy metal, hard rock, but heavy metal, of course, are greeted with pleasure by the audience. Huge bands choose Bulgaria for parts of their European tour. And I've seen recent pictures and videos from live in Sofia, and everything was so organized, so well organized, and so into the spot. Would you see and would you say that Bulgaria has been one of the centers of Europe when it comes to heavy metal activities?
Yeah, I think we can say so, because there's a lot of, Iron Maiden was recently here, played the National Stadium.
I
So
was
it's a,
astounded by the quality of the
yeah,
show.
I didn't have time to check, what's there on YouTube. It's because I'm busy with singers at the moment, and I'm in the studio every day. But yeah, big bands, they enjoy coming here to Bulgaria, because there's a lot of audience, and we have a lot of large festivals every year. And uh, why not? It's one of the European heavy metal centers. Yeah, I can say so. It's it's a business. It's people like it, and they go to huge events, and of course, for huge events, you need huge bands. So yeah.
Um, I have one last question to ask you. Before I do that, I would really like to thank you for your time and for sharing all this wonderful piece of information with us. You've been around for 50 years regarding music. You have done so much. I mean, your own discography needs, I don't know, it's like 14 pages, A4 size, and there's a
Actually,
whole
but
bunch of stuff produced by you and written and created by you.
yeah.
What is the motive? What is the one thing that guides you and makes you wake up in the morning and say, "Wow, I want to create music today. I want to keep up. Go on."
I put certain pride in what I do, and I've been given the talent by God, and it's I feel it's my duty to do something with that talent, and when I know that I can create on a high level, then uh, I feel like this has to be done, and nothing can stop me. So uh, I could be anything else in my life as a profession, but since I have the capacity of creating music that people like, I feel it like a duty, and also I need to. I feel the satisfaction of achieving the goal and creating a piece of work that is good enough for the international market, and people like it, and write good things about it. And many people say that the Brazen Abbot music is very, very special to them, and they connect certain pieces with certain points of their lives, you know. And some of my songs have been quoted many times, like you know, this song saved my life, or they saved my, you know, got me through a very rough patch and stuff. It's all good, and I mean, it's a very special thing to create music in our world. And even though there is many people that write music and that many people are good, still we are not as many as the, you know, the people that don't do music. So still is an exclusive occupation, and I put a great pride in what I do. So, and I like it.
Thank you so much for your time. All the best. Have a great time, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
betcha.
Bye.
All the best. Bye now.